All right, guys. I apologize for last week's assignment. I thought I was going to really use her videos, and then I decided, you know what? I'm your teacher, so I'm going to teach. So I'm going to give everybody 10 points for attempting those. As long as you have a few answers filled in and turn it into the classroom, I will give you credit. So this week we are going to start playing in PhotoPea because it really is a really cool website. So let me first show you how to get there. So in your web browser, you are literally just going to go to photopea.com. And when you get there, it shows you and anybody who's looked at Photoshop, this screen looks very, very similar. So the first thing we want to do is we want to sign in because we want to save our work. So we're going to click on account, and you'll notice that I'm already signed in. So let me sign out. So when you get there, it's probably going to look like this with the red account. So we're going to click on account and we're going to log in. And we're going to log in with Google, right? Google or Limestone gives us this free account, so let's use it. So you have to give it permission. So here we are, okay? So we can close this window and we are ready to start a new project. So let's go ahead and click on new project. And you can see there's all kinds of templates. I've not used PhotoPea a lot, so we're going to do a lot of creating from scratch. I'm just going to leave all the defaults here. We're going to name it new project. We'll leave it 1280 by 720, 72 DPI. We'll talk about maybe what all that means. I'm still learning myself. So, and we'll leave the background color as white. Hopefully you got to the part of the video where she was talking about transparent backgrounds, and we'll learn more about that later. Right now we're going to stick with a white background and we're going to go ahead and create. So here we are. We have a complete blank canvas to work on. And one of the things that I really liked how that teacher talked was, this is your workspace. Okay. And along the left-hand side, this is your toolbar. And so as you hover over each of these, you can see what they are. So this one's the move tool. We'll use this one a lot. This one is called the rectangle select. And this one's the lasso select. These two are used to make selections. We'll get to that in a little bit. What I want you to first do is I want you to play around with the font tool or the type tool. So that's towards the bottom. It's the capital T. So when you click on that, nothing seems to happen. And that's always very confusing to students because nothing seems to happen. So you'll want to click somewhere on the page, and then you'll want to start typing. So I'm going to type in my name, Mrs. Powers. And so you'll notice now on the right-hand side that you have this new text layer, okay? And so I'm going to highlight. So I just either double click or click and drag. All your font selection stuff is right up here up at the top. So I'm going to go to the type of font. I'm going to pick something that's nice and blocky, something that's really thick, like maybe this Distant Galaxy. I'm going to go here to the font size, and I'm going to make it pretty big, okay? Don't worry if it goes off the screen. I'll show you how to fix that in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and make it 150 pixels. Now I'm going to click on the move tool, and I'm going to move that back over so that it's on the screen. Okay. So I'm going to flip back and forth between the text tool and the move tool until I get this text to be exactly the way that I want it to. Okay. One thing that I want you to also play around with. So next is the font color. So in order to edit this text, a lot of times students really struggle again because maybe they've had the move tool, and so you can't highlight it, right? So you have to go back to the text tool. So I'm going to go back to the type tool, and I'm going to highlight it, and then this next color is the font color. So as you get to know me, you'll know that I love the color purple. So I'm going to make it this beautiful shade of purple. And then if I click, you'll notice it didn't change. So why did it not change? So let's go back. Oh, because you know what? I didn't click the word OK. Now you'll notice that it's purple. Okay. The other thing that I want to show you here is the layer styles. I have a lot of fun playing with these different layer styles, especially when it comes to text. So I'm going to click on this effects. I like adding a stroke. When you do that, this box pops up and you can kind of move it around. Yellow and purple, I don't think look very good. Of course, it's personal preference, but I like a black stroke. You'll notice that I'm clicking OK here and nothing's happening because I'm not clicking the OK here. Okay. I also, this bevel and emboss I think is really cool. Notice how it kind of makes it a little 3D. That's kind of cool. I'm also a big fan of drop shadow. All of these things, though, 100% are personal preference. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to PhotoPea. I want you to type in your name just like I did. And I want you to change the font size, the font color. And I want you to add at least 3 layer styles to your name as well. I'm going to stop this video and I will be back with the next part of the assignment.